Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Against the Public for January 3rd. What a start to 2025 we've had so far. All access customers, 19-8 to start. We got some games pending on Thursday. I do this video a little bit early, but great start for everybody. Congratulations, everybody that got on board. And I know there's been a ton of you, so thank you so much, and I do appreciate that. 12-3 on total so far this year. So we're off to a hot start. I'm Dana Lane. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to go back to the NBA for our top free play. Before we do that, I always want to remind you that I will have 3 premium NBA plays locked and loaded along with college basketball. I'll also have a 3-pack in the NBA and college basketball and the National Hockey League, and you'll find both of those bowl games up there as well on pickdawgz.com. So hit that link. Please get involved if you have already. Thank you so much. If you haven't, there's something there for everybody, including my season packages that have been all prorated. And my annual all access pass is up there, just $4.11 a day. You get every play I release for the next 365 days for one low price. All my individual plays, all my 3-packs, all come with our Pick Dawgz win guarantee. So make sure you do get involved. Let's get to our free play for Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. We try to pick the best games on the board. Yeah, not really. Washington Wizards, 6-25 this year, 12-18-1 ATS, 15-15-1 when it comes to totals. So 515 overs, 15 unders, 1 push. They head to the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Louisiana to take on the 5-29 Pelicans. And you guessed it, this is for draft position. Pelicans are 12-22 ATS, 18-15-1 to the over in 2024-25. The consensus number opened up at New Orleans, or as New Orleans, a 4.5-point favorite. 231 is your total. And you know, guys, where do I start with the Washington Wizards? I mean, if you followed me for any length of time, you know how I feel about not only this year's team, but this organization as a whole. They're simply a bad organization. They've been a bad organization for a long time, and it happened way before Ted Leonsis got there. They haven't won a title in 46 years, and oh, by the way, I don't think they've gotten out of the second round of the postseason in that time either. So this is a bad organization. It probably goes all the way back to Abe Pollin, who was a terrific owner, made a mistake, I guess, of winning a title, and then just kind of sat around trying to take care of everybody in the organization. Was a very good man and very good to the people who work for them, but never evolved this franchise. And of course, Leonsis is kind of the same way, kind of an owner that's just happy making money, and he's making a lot of money there. Although there's not that massive discrepancy in spending in the NBA like there is in Major League Baseball, but still bottom third of the NBA in spending. And you know, when Jordan Poole is is your top player, you know, a guy that may or may not want to be in Washington, there's got to be something there that changes the culture of this organization, something that hasn't happened in, like I said, almost 50 years. And Leonce is almost worth $3 billion. So to be in the bottom third in spending in the NBA, to me, it's really kind of a slap in the face to the Wizards organization and the Wizards fans. More the Wizards fans, you know, more so than anybody in the organization. But they can be better. And we've said this for a long time, and we're in the same position again. We're talking about the Wizards in defense. We're talking about how bad they are on the defensive end. And once again, the 24-25 version, more of the same. In fact, dead last in the NBA in defensive rebounding, dead last in the NBA in offensive rebounding, and dead last, you guessed it, in rebounding altogether. So when you have a team that doesn't shoot well, that really is a recipe for disaster on a nightly basis. I give Brian Keefe a lot of credit. Not a lot to work with there. I don't know how much help he's going to get at the trade. I don't know who's going to be there at the trade deadline. Almost everybody seems to be linked to the Los Angeles Lakers. So we'll see. I don't think this team's going to get any better after the trade deadline. So it's going to be another long year in D.C. Now, when we talk about the New Orleans Pelicans, they've got some pieces. I mean, this Trey Murphy, guys, if you haven't seen Trey Murphy, he's probably the quietest 25 points per game that I've seen from an NBA player in quite some time. I think C.J. McCollum gives them a nice veteran presence, and believe me, we're not trying to make it any more than it is because their record is what it is. But when we're talking about handicapping a game against the Washington Wizards, they simply just have more pieces than the Wizards. I see at least some consistency. Trey Murphy was fantastic the other night in their loss, but just looking up and down their lineup, I just don't see a part, or I don't see anywhere in the lineup where I feel like the Wizards are better. Therefore, that 4.5 to me is really is very generous. I think this is a 6-7 point win for the Pelicans. The Wizards are the Wizards because they can't stand prosperity. They win the other night, win a pretty impressive fashion against Chicago. But these things are more about, I think the other team isn't as inspired to play Washington than the Wizards are to win basketball games. By the way, when we're talking about the spreads, the Washington Wizards, just to give you an idea of how bad they've been for a long period of time, since 2020 and 21. That was the last time they had a profitable season against the number, which was obviously a strange season to begin with. They've had one winning season since 2016. So 2015 before that was the last time they actually had a profitable season against the numbers. Here's some other here's the numbers for you if we combine them. Since 2017, Washington is 267, 305 ATS, a 466 win percentage, minus 54.97 units based upon a 1-unit wager. Only the Atlanta Hawks are worse than the Wizards in that span, losing 59.55 units. So one or two games, and the Wizards could be the worst over that period of time. The Hawks have a 463 win percentage. So that gives you an idea, and certainly the Hawks have won a lot more games than the Wizards. So as far as the organization's ability to win games, the Wizards by far are the worst team in the NBA in that span. So we're going to go with New Orleans minus 4.5 as your free play for Friday. Now, please go to pickdawgz.com. Every individual play, every long-term pass has been, or the individual plays are up there, but the long-term passes have been discounted. I also have my NBA 3-pack. I also will have an NHL and college basketball 3-pack as well. Or you can jump on that all-access pass. You get every play I release for the next 365 days for just $4.11 a day. I can't thank you enough for joining me. Thank you so much to everybody who has put their money behind me to begin 2025. We're off to a great start. Don't miss out on tomorrow's game. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Friday.